G'day guys and gal. No one is a bigger inspiration to me than the Orcs. They have defeated racism as they kill everyone indiscriminately. They have all ascended beyond gender to a point where they don't even need wieners to breed. And in a galaxy that is always finding ways to bring you down, they're having a ton of fun. Have you ever seen a depressed orc? I didn't think so. Back to my first point, there are two ways to defeat racism. Either make it so there's only one race left, or just don't be racist. The Orcs have gone with option 2, as there are a number of distinct sub-races of Orcs that have their own unique characteristics. After all, it's no fun if there's only one way to paint an Orc. Fortunately for my sanity, unlike the majority of these types of videos I do, there is a pretty small pool of Ork clans. Now you might be like, that's a pretty interesting way to spell clan for a race of beings that have ascended beyond racism, but the fact that they happily spell it like that shows just how little regard they have for races that they don't let them affect their spelling, vocab, or attitudes. Truly inspirational, ladies and gentlemen. Big news! The Majorkill 200k merch is now live and available for public sale. Quite a few of these have already been picked up by people putting in reservations, but there are still some left. I would say they will be sold out within 3 days. This is by far the best design we've had yet, and it comes in both black and Spurgundy. We're also relaunching the Majorkill singlets for a limited time. These are awesome for nice weather, around the home, or at the gym, especially since we avoided the classic wife beater design. Comes in black and white. It's important to note that all prices on the Majorkill website are in Australian, and I'd personally recommend maybe picking up a singlet and a hoodie, because then you get better value on shipping. Today we'll go over each of the Ork clans, as well as some of their more free-spirited factions. As there isn't that many clans compared to, let's say, Craft Worlds, we can take a bit of a deeper dive into these clans than compared to normal. Let's get into it. The first clan on this list may well and truly be the orkiest. We have the Goths. They are the biggest, baddest, and bangriest orcs around, and they will fuck you up. They fight like a nymphomaniac fornicates, and they're really bloody good at it. When you think of fun-loving memey orcs that everyone has a special place for in their heart, you are not thinking of the Goths. These guys are the scary fuck you orcs that will murder your family for sport and then beat you to death with your own child. Actually, that would be pretty funny, but you know what I mean. The Goths featured heavily during the Wars of Armageddon, which is why shit like the Siege of Hell's Reach actually made the Orcs seem scary as hell. After all, the big dick orc Gazkull is a Goth. They forego all sense of subterfuge and strategy, and instead aim to win every battle through sheer girth and thrust. They also love throwing grenades at close range, which tends to help their cause. What's with the black and white checkered design? After all, you'd expect the big bad boys to get some yellow in there for the Dakar. Well, there's a few theories, including one where they are more or less just a bunch of soccer-loving hooligans. The most prominent theory, and my personal favourite, is that the Orcs got fucked to death so hard on Ulanor by the Lunar Wolves that their collective psyche imprinted the colours of black and white to mean strength and power, hence why they slap it on themselves. That's pretty neat. But yeah, they are basically the least fun of the Ork clans, but sometimes having fun is lame. But not today, as we look at the Evil Sons, who just love speed. They fucking love it. Am I talking about the drug or moving fast? Probably both, to be honest, as the Evil Sons also love making a shitload of noise while speeding, or doing speed. So it comes to absolutely nobody's surprise that these cheery, obnoxious boys love the color red. They paint their vehicles red, they wear red armor, and they worship a woman's special time of the month. I'm not sure about that last part, but until it's proven wrong, that's my headcanon. If you aren't very well versed in Orc lore, red is the color of speed. These blushing boys love flying, biking, and railing. Pretty sure the German screaming bomb planes from World War II were the inspiration for these guys' existence. Unlike the Goths, the Evil Sons can be unpredictable and a gigantic pain in the ass to beat. They build the best vehicles the Orcs have to offer, and they're really good at using them. As such, they were a huge asset to Gazkull's war effort on Armageddon. It is said that only Jagadai himself can claim to be the greatest speed. The Orcs' economy, that being teeth, might seem really stupid and primitive, but they have somehow made it work. It's simple. The more teeth you have, and I don't mean in your mouth, I mean in your pocket or whatever, the richer you are. Fortunately for the Bad Moons clan, their teeth grow super quickly, meaning they're all genetically rich and they love to flaunt their wealth to their own advantage, making them the jolly good merchants of the Orc society. Now this might seem unfair for the rest of the Orcs, but this unbalance is quickly fixed when Orcs realize they can just punch the bad moons in the face and take their teeth. It's common for war bosses to have a group of bad moons in their retinue so they can occasionally punch them all in the face and accumulate wealth. Due to their privilege in Orc society, the bad moons don't just like Leroy Jenkinsing at enemy gun lines, hence will generally hang back and use ranged weaponry. This is especially effective as they can buy pretty nice ranged weapons by Orc standards. It's never hard to spot a bad moon, as they will always, without fail, be blinged up like a motherfucking pimp, much to the disgust of the other Orcs. On the other side of the coin, we have the Povo boys, the Snakebites. These Orcs choose to remain primitive and tribal by choice. They are named the Snakebites because a coming of age thing for them to do is to get bitten by a super venomous space snake, and then they have to suck the venom out themselves. You know, out of all the things in 40k, I genuinely now believe that the Snakebites are the most appropriately named. As a result of these kind of, activities, the Orcs of the Snakebites are extremely resistant to poisons and other icky things. They are incredibly tough, which is shown by the fact that they are still a powerful force in the setting of 40k, despite foregoing most of their technology. Imagine them as the Catachan jungle fighters of the Orcs. Another benefit for being in touch with, nature, is the fact that they are legendary breeders. No, not in like an orky fucky way, no. In the way that they're able to produce huge amounts of high quality grots and squigs. These wild jungle boys are the only ones that can breed squigoths, which is a huge flex. Like damn, that's a big angry cute creature. The Snakebites are a living testament to the fact that despite the existence of space nukes, pulse rifles, railguns, and laser cannons, angry green boys with a bunch of angry Mike Wazowskis are a huge threat to anyone they want to crump. Now for the Blood Axes, who have the least fitting name in the entire universe. When you think Blood Axe, what comes to mind? Berserker Orcs? Orcs that can claim skulls and cosplay as corn? Orcs that have axes with blood on them? None of these even remotely fit the description of the Blood Axes, as the Blood Axes are the most reasonable and diplomatic of all the Orc clans. They are so mentally advanced that they're known to trade with the Imperium and occasionally fight for them as mercenaries. Their natural-born leadership tendencies, as well as their common sense, meant that the Blood Axes were the leading Orc clan for a long time. However, as we know, the universe of 40k actively targets those with common sense like they're a cancer, hence eventually the other Orc clans were like, fuck these umi-loving gits, and they waged a war of genocide against them. Some Blood Axes escaped, and they continue to trade and fight for the Imperium here and there, but overall they are despised by the other Orcs for their lack of orkiness. Now onto the scum of the Orc clans. We have the Death Skulls. This band of distasteful Orcs generally avoid the honourable trench charging that is common of their race, and instead prefer to pillage weak enemies and loot quiet battlefields. They scavenge corpses, destroy vehicles, and will even pluck teeth from dead Orcs. They love to steal from the bad moons and they blame others. Now that's not to say they're cowards, they're just a bit smarter about how they spend their lives. The Death Skulls are actually quite a pain in battle, as they steal enemy weaponry, then heavily modify it to create unstable dagger dispensers of death. Not what you want to deal with when fighting Orcs. The only Orc clan more despised than the Death Skulls are the Blood Axes, because at least being a sneaky git is a bit morky, or maybe gawky. If it wasn't for their extreme ADHD, the Death Skull's technical ability and sneakiness would have made them one of the most powerful of the Orc clans. But alas, as soon as they steal their next shiny thing, their attention span dissipates like a goldfish. The next group of Orcs aren't necessarily a clan, but they still count. The Freebooters. These pirate cosplayers are a bunch of Orc mercenaries that can work with other clans if the price is right. Their strength comes from their diversity, as they're made up by members of each of the different clans. They have the muscle of the Goths, the engineers of the Evil Suns, the wealth of the Bad Moons, the resilience of the Snakebites, the sneakiness of the Death Skulls, and absolutely zero Blood Axes, cause fuck those guys. The Freebooters are a lot of fun, as having so many different Orc types in one group is bound to create some solid interactions and cheeky drama. The war bosses of Freebooters even refer to themselves as captains, and will generally sport a fabulous hat. Some Freebooters are a bit more concerning however. On the rare occasion that an Orc falls to Chaos worship, they often go off and create a Chaos Orc Freebooter warband, which are a huge pain in the ass. Generally, these freebooters end up in service to Khorne, such as the Khornite Stormboys. But yeah, that's not really a combo I'd like to go up against. However, the worst of the freebooters are the Orc Genestealer brood, who are what they sound like. A human Genestealer is sometimes strong enough to take on a Space Marine, so imagine dealing with an Orc Genestealer. The Orc Genestealer freebooters are considered to be by far the most dangerous and assholey of all the freebooters around. What happens when Orc spores are put on a planet with no Orcs around? Well, they become feral and form feral Orc tribes. See, whilst Orcs do possess innate knowledge on how to make shit, they need a reference to start. Without that reference, they can never get past the Bronze Age. That doesn't make them not dangerous though. Armies of Orcs with clubs, spears, and bows can still seriously fuck you up, and when they figure out how to ride the local wildlife, it becomes even more problematic. Although still dangerous, feral Orcs are considered more of a nuisance than a planetary threat, as bows, spears, and clubs get countered pretty hard by Promethean flamethrowers. Some Orcs get jealous of the Evil Sun's speed, hence the Cult of Speed was formed. This cult allows Orcs from any clan to go fast. They are pretty much identical to the Evil Suns. They paint their shit red, but they aren't the same, so fuck you. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then Patreon is the place to be. Only $1 per month give you access to a boatload of Warhammer hentai. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the real subscribe button for more Orky content. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.